Good morning. Welcome to Tony's Bonsai. I don't know if you remember a song, I think it was from the early 90s by the KLF. It was called It's Grim Up North. That's what it seems like at the moment. It's the middle of May and I've just been watching Nigel Saunders. He's in Canada and it's like 34 degrees or something. It's grim, but work still needs to be done, and at least it's not too windy today. This is a larch and I need to remove some of the dominance from the top of the tree, so let's do some pinching. As you can see, some of these shoots are really shooting out. I'm happy to leave the bottom lower part of the tree because that tends to be the weaker part to grow, but I need to get the top of this and just sort of peg it back a bit. And how I do that is just by pinching out some of these tips. It's really quite simple, this work. You just support it with your hand and pull. This is a collected tree that I collected last winter or spring 2001, and last year it was just about reviving it for the year, letting it grow, hopefully, you know, getting some good health into it, and that's what's happened. And this year, you know, it's really it's just stayed this gorgeous green colour for, it's been like this for a month now. I really love it. It's right up there with the maples for sort of, I don't know if it's a word, gorgeousness. That's how I'd describe it, but it's one of my best collected trees, this. It's got quite a thick trunk. I'm just looking around, seeing what I can pinch really to, there's not too much to be done to it. I think that's pretty much it, really. As I say, I don't want to touch these lower branches. I want to put some good health into them, so I'm going to leave those. It was just really this top section that I wanted to just keep in check. Oh, there's a few around here. No, I'm going to leave those. No. Yeah. It's nice. It's developing a good shape, this. I'll give you a bit of a closer look at it now. Before I show you this tree in a little more detail, I've just noticed the wire's beginning to bite in. So I've decided to take all the wire off this tree. It was initially wired in, I think I wired it before winter, so November, December time. So it's been on for a good 6-7 months. It's definitely biting in and I need to get it off. This is a really thick piece of 6mm wire that's doing some significant bending. This it's really taking this branch down, and this is the one I just looked at, and it's definitely biting in. So I'll just show you the kind of marks it's leaving. There. And it's perfect time to get this off now because it's only just starting to bite in, but I don't want this to scar all of the trunk because it's got some nice bark on it, this, so I'm just taking all the wire off. think I've mentioned in other videos that the birds around here don't half make a racket. They're all sort of magpies and crows and seagulls and things. At this time of year, I think they're all fighting for the chimney tops to sort of nest on and stuff. So they really seem to go at it anyway. I could cut this wire off, but I prefer to unwind it. If you take care, there's absolutely no need to damage any of these fresh larch buds. I find the key is supporting the wire as I remove it. So, as you've just seen in that previous clip, especially with the thicker wire, I grab it with pliers. With thinner wire, you can use your fingers to just support the base of where you're turning. The starlings, those. I think, yeah, that's a starling making that racket. I used to do a lot of fishing, and so I love the sounds of birds. You know, I'm no twitcher. I know a little bit about the basics of, you know, I can identify a fair few British sort of native birds, but certainly not by the calls. When I do have a wire that's awkward to remove, I just snip that off. You know, I'm not sacrificing, you know, some nice buds and a branch and all that for a little bit of wire. So you have to make the decision as you're going along as to whether you cut the wire or whether you unwind it. I mentioned Peter Chan quite a bit on this channel, and I know he unwinds and reuses a lot of his wire. And I love following his channel, and like a lot of YouTube, I suppose we ask ourselves, why is it we're watching? Well, I ask myself these kind of philosophical questions anyway. And there's a knowledge aspect, you know, we're after learning and improving our skills and things, but there's also just an entertainment and enjoyment aspect, I think, which is probably the main reason that I watch other bonsai channels. You know, as I said earlier in the video, I was watching Nigel Saunders this morning, and a lot of his stuff, it's not even applicable to me really, over here in the UK. He does a lot of tropical trees, and he's dealing with a lot of snow and winter and those kinds of things. Over here it's a lot of hawthorn and oak, and my stuff is anyway, you know, maple. But I like watching it just because I find it interesting. I prefer watching that than some drama on Netflix anyway. I might end up just kind of speeding up a lot of this footage, so what I'm saying might not even make it to the final cut. I won't be surprised. I'll probably listen back to it and think, what were you waffling on about? And just put some music over it. Or I might think some people might be interested in what I've got to say and leave it on. I don't know. Depends how I'm feeling. There we go. So looking in at the base of this tree, it's got a nice, as I say, a nice aged trunk. Got some nice, not too coarse branches. It comes up. It splits, you know, into two. I removed a large branch here that was coming up at the top, and I've developed it into sort of this nice full canopy over the top. Well, on a fairly grim May day in northern England, I think this nice larch has brought a bit of colour and vibrancy to proceedings, which was lovely. The wire's come off, it's maintained its shape really quite nicely. I'm really happy with that. I'll just leave this to grow now for the year. Maybe do some pinching again when it sends out further growth, although I'm unsure about that. I'll just have to see what happens and come back to it when it's, hopefully when it was a lovely golden colour in the autumn, and show you how it's progressing. That's been a really enjoyable little bit of bonsai work for me, and I like chatting while I'm doing it as well. I've got no one here to talk to so I may as well talk to you. And you have a great day, and thanks for joining me. I'll see you soon.